for hosting us today. Appreciate the opportunity to come speak with you a little bit. So, give you a little bit of information about General Services Administration, who we are and what we do. We have, nationally, we're broken into 11 regions. This particular region is the Pacific Arctic, for the Pacific Northwest Arctic region. We cover Alaska, Idaho, Oregon, and Washington. So geographically, we have about 12 million citizens. We employ, GSA employs about 430 employees here regionally, but we serve about 100,000 federal employees. And you see here some stats on the Native American constituency here as well. Who is GSA and what do we do? So GSA is really broken into two different arms. We have the Public Building Service and we have Federal Acquisition Service. And have various responsibilities. So Public Building Service, we're essentially the landlord of the federal government. We are responsible for maintaining all of the federally owned properties, make sure that all of the federal agencies have, they need office space, they need lab space, and, we have borders that need land port of entry. We take care of all of the real estate needs there. Whereas Federal Acquisition Service, they're more of the service side. They take care of purchasing of goods and services, things such as that. So essentially, our customers are essentially every federal agency that's out there that has a need for office space or some type of space that involves real estate. As indicated, Federal Acquisition Service, typically they are the purchasing arm of the federal government. They handle motor vehicles, they handle credit cards, they handle our travel, IT, a whole host of things here you'll see that they deal with on that side of the house. They also take care of professional services. And one of their big initiatives is obviously to reduce cost by reducing the number of contracts. We have, they've been getting into this and finding that there are multiple contracts that do the same thing. So one of their big initiatives is to reduce duplicate contracts in an attempt to save money there. Nationally, just as a point of information, we maintain a fleet of about 205,000 vehicles. That's across the federal government. Just here in Region 10, we have a fleet of about 17,000 vehicles, of which you can see we have, a significant percentage of them now depend on alternate fuel vehicles. Public Building Service, that's who I'm representing here. As I indicated, we are the landlord of the federal government. We do, design and construction, environmental programs, facilities management. We manage properties. We have historic preservation within our bailiwick. And real estate services as well as workplace innovation. And workplace innovation really is looking at how we can reduce the footprint of the federal government and still provide the same level of services that we are. Currently, here regionally, we have a portfolio of about 534 properties, equating to about 15.3 million square feet. Of those, we own 104, and we lease 430 of those properties. And of those leases, you can see it's a significant amount of rent that is being put back into the economy here in the Pacific Northwest. We also have, between Washington, Idaho, and Alaska, we also have 16 border stations or land ports of entry that we do actively maintain. And our top customers, as far as agencies that require space or require services from us, are the Judiciary, the Department of Justice, the Department of Homeland Security, and the Department of Interior. Doing business with GSA. Some of our areas of focus are obviously delivering the best value to the government, which means delivering the best value to the taxpayer. We're looking to be an economic catalyst, and wherever we have a presence. And our big focus, because a lot of our projects are fairly small dollar, is we really focus on the small business community and how we can serve the small business community. Total Workplace, like I mentioned, which is looking at reducing the footprint of the agencies, making them more efficient, and then also sustainability is another one of our key drivers. To identify opportunities within GSA, I've got some websites here. Again, this presentation is available, so you can go to those when you have an opportunity to look at some of the opportunities that we do have out there. As far as our construction program, which I'm sure is probably what you're interested in hearing about here, when we look at construction, our preferred delivery methods right now are design build, bridging. Design bid build kind of be the last thing that we look at. What we're really looking at now when we do our source selection on these is we're looking at a best value source selection, which means it's highest technically rated with a fair and reasonable price. We're no longer looking at low bid. We just have found that obviously low bid, you don't always get the, the best quality with that, so we're also looking at a technical rating on that when we put projects out. Our supporting contracts, we do use architects, engineers, we are beginning to use a lot more construction management services to assist us, and we also, with our buildings, since we are responsible for maintaining operating buildings, we also have a commissioning component to that to make sure that buildings are operating correctly. Just to give you a kind of a synopsis of our construction program here at FY19, this is our larger projects, which for us is $500,000 up to about $30 million. You can see these are spread across the geography of Washington, Alaska, and Idaho. These are projects that we have planned right now to come out in FY19. I also have, there's a handout here with a list of smaller projects that you'll see that typically range from that $50,000 up to $250,000 that will be coming out as well. Like I said, one of our primary focuses is our regional small business goals. And as you can see, we typically try to award at a minimum 70% of our projects to small businesses. This will give you a snapshot of what we were able to achieve in FY18, excuse me. Our FY19 goals will probably be very similar to what you see here, and that is really what we're looking at there. One other thing I would like to mention, our regional headquarters are located in Auburn. They're down providing a mowing plant. We are currently looking at methods of disposing of that. We have about 129 acres. We have an office building and a number of warehouses, and we are looking for some developers that may be interested in coming in. That's a part of the trade, where they provide us with new office space and we would then work out a deal to dispose of the property for them. So that's something that is ongoing right now. I'm looking for some type of a property transfer there. As far as majority of our projects I indicated are between that $50,000 and $500,000 range, and we have MATOCs in place in most of our regions. We basically have geographic areas of Seattle, Anchorage, Portland, and Spokane. So we try and get MATOCs in those areas, and typically about 70% of our smaller projects will be awarded to those MATOC contractors. So just look through those real quick so you get an idea of what we have as far as the MATOC contracts go. The other type of projects, if we're talking under $50,000, we also have our IDIQ contracts. That we typically try to utilize for those very small projects. We typically have a very quick turnaround when we get those done. We also, like I said, indicate a lot of architecture and engineering services, and we do have IDIQ contracts in place. That is usually our first preference to go to for those type of design services for our smaller projects. Just as a point of information, in FY19 we are forecasting as many as 10 new IDIQ contracts that will be awarded this fiscal year. And if you're interested in finding out more about that, we've got a point of contact here. You're welcome to contact Jessica, and she can talk to you a little bit more about the IDIQ contracts and what opportunities those may present to some of the small business contractors here. If you have any questions about how to small business and work with GSA, I've also got our small business our director of our Office of Small Business Association. You're welcome to contact her as well. And questions, like I said, I'm D.Allen. I am the project manager for AGC. Basically, I oversee all the construction in the Pacific Northwest. So if you have questions about any construction-related questions, please feel free to contact me. And then just ask if there's any questions. All right, thank you for your time.